Hey, what's up? This is AJ, and today we're going to crack into one of the most requested videos, and that is overthinking. How you can overcome overthinking, how you can become a better, more efficient human being by not overthinking your problems, by not being anxious, stop worrying, and stop being fearful about the future or the past that you've had. Before we get into that, I just want you to know that I've created 2 parts of this series, and I put in the first part the fundamental truths of overthinking, what overthinking is and what signs you're an overthinker and the types of overthinking. I hope you got that. And in the second part, I put the fundamental exercises we can do to stop overthinking, how you can live your life not overthinking, underthinking, and how you can become an efficient person in whatever you do. Again, one more thing. Before I go into the whole bulk of the content, I want you to understand that me and my team, we decided that we're going to put more videos out on our YouTube channel or on my YouTube channel over my Instagram. I will put snippets and previews of my YouTube videos on my channel, but the bulk, the depth, the more engaging content will be on my YouTube channel. So I will put a link in my story. I will try and put it in my YouTube, on my Instagram page, so that you can click on it, you can go, you can like, you can subscribe, and make sure you really click that bell icon, because then you'll be notified on any time I make a video that might change your life. So what does it mean to overthink? I have my notebook here and I wrote down the ways, the notes that we're going to be doing. So let's crack into this. So what is overthinking? Overthinking is simply the excessive thought process of somebody that is anxious, scared, depressed, and someone that focuses on things that they can't control. Now I want you to understand that you are not an overthinker. Nobody was born with the overthinking mind. What happens is our past experience that we might have had growing up, maybe you were bullied, maybe you're abused, maybe it's something as simple as you go up in front of an audience and they laugh at you. Maybe you have friends that teased you over certain things. And so what your mind does is, instead of feeling that pain again, because your mind never wants you to feel pain, never, it will say, hey, look, let's overthink a way on how to get out of the situation. Let's be anxious. Let's worry. All right. And if we worry enough, we might just find a way out of it. But it never, ever, ever happens. You always get worse. Your mind deteriorates, in fact, by you constantly overthinking, the constant pecker of your thoughts. And something I want you to understand about overthinking is that sometimes you might be watching a video, sometimes you might be doing something that might trigger your mind into overthinking a lot. Okay, a lot of us, especially through social media, especially because we're mindlessly scrolling through hours and hours of content, through hours of brain numbing nonsense that doesn't fill our mind up with knowledge, that doesn't stimulate our brain. Because we're so focused on that, our brain tends to overcompensate. Our brain tends to overdo things, and we compare ourselves. We're constantly comparing ourselves on Instagram with other people. We're constantly wanting to be that rich and famous person. We constantly, and I think I spoke about this in my bad habits video, we're constantly wanting to be people we aren't, and that is bad, because when you do this, you're triggering yourself. You're triggering your anxiety, you're triggering your fear, you're triggering all these things that are detrimental to your character, to who you really are. So what are the 2 main types of overthinking? The first type is ruminating, focusing, so constantly thinking about the past experiences that we had. You can't constantly overthink about the past, all right? You can't go back in time and change what happened. I know I've experienced this where I'm in bed, I'm lying down, I decided to sleep early, I'm so proud of myself, and as soon as I close my eyes, my mind goes crazy. And I'm in this place where I have to be quiet and still, but my mind thinks about the past cringy experiences I might have had, those times I embarrassed myself, those past traumas I might have gone through, the time I walked in front of the audience and I stuttered on stage and they laughed at me, the time I got rejected by my crush, or the time I tried to meet a new group of people and they all teased me. Whatever it might be, We focus so much on the past, things we can't control, the past things we might have experienced, that the future, the next part of our lives, the next chapter seems daunting, seems scary. The second type of overthinking is worrying constantly about the future. A lot of us, especially kids my age, we're all going to university, and it's a very big step. You're starting a new chapter in your life. You may be doing a new business. You may be going to a new grade. You may be meeting new people in a new country. We may be going through this whole pandemic thing. It's a new chapter. And what we do is we overthink about the future because we don't know what's going to happen. We fear about what might happen. Those what if thoughts that you think, what if my crush doesn't like me? What if my school rejects me? What if my business fails? Those what if thoughts, those fears on the future is basically telling your mind two things. One, that you are not capable or you're not enough for handling the future, for handling what will happen. And two, that you're not knowledgeable enough, that you're not independent enough, that you're not big enough to actually handle what might be coming at you. And so you get scared, you get anxious and fearful, and you don't apply yourself as much as you could have. So before we crack into how to stop overthinking or the signs that you are an overthinker, what I want you to go through is the 4 fundamental truths of overthinking. Firstly, overthinking never helps your situation. Overthinking has never made me a better public speaker. Overthinking has never put more money in my bank account. Overthinking has never put me on my top tier list of best grades. Overthinking has never put me in my dream university. Overthinking has never put me in a situation where I can network efficiently. Overthinking never changes your situation. So going into the second truth, your mind will tell you that you're not good enough. Your mind will tell you that you're not amazing enough. You don't have enough self-worth or self-esteem to do these things. Your mind will trick you into believing that you're not good enough because you've gone through these experiences, these embarrassing experiences. And one thing you need to understand is that your mind wants proof, not promises. Your proof lies, or at least in your past experiences, if you had past traumas where you've been around toxic people that tell you lies, you've been around abusive people, or when you've gone through situations where it's anxiety-inducing or embarrassing to you, your mind will tell you that you aren't good enough because of what happened. There's the proof. Your mind wants proof, not promises. Remember that. So your mind will tell you because you went and you embarrassed yourself, you're not good enough to go into the future. You're not good enough to meet these new people. You're not good enough to make that $1 million. Your mind will tell you you're not good enough to go and rock the stage and rock the audience and engage everyone because you are so focused on what happened. What we're going to do is we're going to change the proof that your brain sees and we're going to make it right action. We're going to take it from how it was before, how your brain is telling you these lies that you aren't enough, and we're going to turn it into why you are enough. We're going to give your brain proof that you are enough. So the third truth I want you to understand about overthinking is that it is simpler. The task that you're scared of, the task that you're anxious about, the task that you fear so much. I'm sorry, I'm getting really parched. But the task that you fear so much is so simple. One of my favorite ideas from Julian Bonk is the fact that he speaks about how if you are anybody that, I'm so sorry, I'm looking down a lot. I have my notebook here. But if you're anybody that has a very big task in front of you, a very big mountain in front of you that you have to overcome, the best thing you can do for yourself at that moment, instead of overthinking, being anxious, worrying about how big this mountain is, first, break it down into little chunks. As I spoke about before, have smart goals that you reach every single day. And if you can reach these goals every single day, you will have, and you give your brain proof that you are progressing, that you are enough actually, and you will actually change your action. As we'll go into the next video, I am so sorry if this sounds weird, but in the next video, I'll talk about your thought process and how your actions affect your emotions, which affect your thoughts. But basically, what you need to understand here is that it's much simpler to take the first step as your goal and to actually overachieve these things. The fourth fundamental truth about overthinking that you need to understand is that no matter what you do, overthinking is not the same as self-reflection. Self-reflection is intense thoughts into one's character, into one's actions, into who one is. And overthinking is intense thoughts, excessive thoughts, incessant thoughts into what you can't control. So what I want you to understand is that when you go and you self-reflect, you're looking into self-improvement. You're looking to how you can become better. You're going into what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and what you can improve. But when you overthink, you're going into things that will induce your anxiety, induce your fear, and it's really detrimental to where you want to become. You won't be that be cool person. You won't get up there and rock the audience because you're so focused on yourself. So I'm going to put up on the screen 10 exact signs. I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, but these are almost thoughts that you have. And if you identify with some of these, that's when you should click on the next video, part 2. And in part 2, I will go through exercises and how to stop your thought process from overtaking your life and how to become that efficient, effective, be cool person. So on the screen, you can see these thoughts that you have right now. I put it up on the screen. These thoughts that you might be having, I'm going to pause. I'm going to go through that. I'm going to put actually a little bit of music so you can actually enjoy it. But go through this. I want you to really identify with this. Have it with an open mind. So, if you saw that you are one of these people that overthink, if you have some of these thoughts, if something I said in this video impacted you, I want you to like, I want you to subscribe, because the next video I'm putting out, part 2, will be a continuation of this overthinking series, and I'm going to crack into how to stop and what exercises or mindsets you should apply into your life every single day to kill it, to absolutely rock the audience, to rock into every room you enter, or at least every chat you enter on Zoom, and to just dominate, to be that person that people say there's something about this guy, there's something different about him or her. Thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Remember that I will be focusing more on my YouTube channel, so make sure you click that bell icon. And this was AJ Lukau. Stay safe, don't go out, wear masks and hand sanitize.